Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel, I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay, so this is actually going to be a fun one because I decided on a whim this morning when I woke up that I was going to make all brand new envelopes for my cash binders. So in addition to today's cash stuffing of $981, we're going to be doing a little switcheroo on my cash envelopes and also adding a couple into the mix, and I'll explain them as we go along. But first step, let's count our cash. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 6, 57, 20, 40, 60, 80, 8, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 99, 05, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 60. So it's 960, 961, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 81. So 981. All right. Let's go ahead and just get this trade up here. I finally finished that podcast from the girl who escaped the FLDS, and it sent me on an absolute obsession of like listening to all of the podcasts and documentaries and things like that of women who've escaped the FLDS. I watched the Netflix one called, I think it's like Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey or something. And it's about Warren Jeffs. So that one's really good too. If you guys are psycho about listening, like getting stuck into one topic and then just running with it. That's kind of like my pattern of behavior, and that's what I've done. So anyway, first up, let's go ahead and actually unstuff my wallet from last week. So, okay, I have all of these receipts to scan into my Fetch Rewards app. Again, I feel like everybody has heard about it at this point, but just in case you haven't, Fetch Rewards is an app where you can take pictures of your receipts, any receipt from anywhere, and scan it into this app, and you get points for every receipt that you scan in, and then those points will add up to, you can trade them in for gift cards to pretty much anywhere. So if you have never heard of it before and you've never signed up for it before, I will put my referral code on the screen here, and I'll also leave it down in the description so that you can join up as well. And whenever you scan your first receipt, you'll get a free 2,000 points. And then I will also get a free 2,000 points for referring you. Even if you don't use my referral code, I still think you should join because it's a fantastic way of kind of getting just a little bit back of what you put into the marketplace. So that's that. And then I actually did have, I had rollover from groceries, and I will be putting that, restuffing that into my grocery envelope. I never stuff my envelope just because I don't like to just have the cash on me all the time. I put it in this particular envelope that I made for whenever I actually do go grocery shopping, because I don't like carrying that much money on me. So this is going to be getting restuffed. I'll just put that there for now. But the ones will be going into my dollar savings challenge. So, you know what? I'll just put them here too. Okay. And then I did actually have a little bit of change, which is nice. I mean, it means you spent money, but then also if you cash your change in, which you should, it adds up. Here's the coin jar. And we're still really low, but that's okay. It'll add up. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I'm just gonna grab a binder. Actually, I'm gonna move my other binders out of the way. So I'm gonna grab a binder. I'm gonna take all of the envelopes out of it. Let me make sure you guys can see. We all know I have a penchant for not keeping any of my stuff in frame. Okay, so let me just grab this. I'm gonna keep the dashboards, but I may decide to change that eventually too. I'm just gonna pull these out and put them off to the side for now because it's just where I keep my cash trackers and stuff. I am gonna load these up first. So let me move this off to the side so that you guys can see. Okay, here we go. So first up is groceries, and I'm going to grab my cash tracker from my old envelope and my leftover from last week, my rollover. And then, as per usual, groceries is getting $3.25. And so I did 2 100s, 2 50s, a 20, and a 5. And so here, let me put my cash tracker down. All right. And with the rollover from last week, that means that groceries now has 1, 2, 53, 50, 70, 90, 400, 405, and 410 in groceries. Like a glove. Okay. Taxes is getting 120 this week. And here, let me grab from this guy. We have 1,500 in the bank. And I think I've mentioned before, but it's because we're not really sure. We kept getting all of these different, like, explanations of, depending on which, like, track your taxes, or what was it, like, calculate your taxes. Oh, no, 120. App we used, or like calculator we used, we kept getting all these different answers. And so we're just putting a ton of money in this envelope just in case, because what we don't want to be is caught with our pants down. So, because the government offers no forgiveness, despite the fact that they ask you to forgive them if they've been holding on to your money all year. I have really strong feelings about the government. So in taxes, we have 1,500 in the bank, 600, 700, 20, 40, 60, 85. I think I messed that up. Hold on. 1,500, 600, 700, and 20, 40, 60, 85. Oh yeah, $1,885 now in taxes. In my pretty new envelopes, which I'm super excited about. It's the little things, guys. Like, cash stuffing is fun for me or budgeting is now fun for me because of cash stuffing, because I can make pretty envelopes. Like, it's really that simple. Do what works for you. Medical is not being stuffed this week, but we do have money in our envelope that we are moving over. Medical has 120, 45, 46. So 146 in medical. Oops. There we go. Car expenses is also not being stuffed, but we will give her a count because it's just fun. Car expenses has 50, 100, 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, and 3. So 153 in car expenses. There we go. Static cling is real. Okay. Also ones that are bendy. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. Home maintenance is being stuffed this week. I will grab the envelope and free it of the cash that we already have. And it's getting 35, and I just did a 20, a 10, and a 5. So let's go ahead and organize this cash really quickly. That is a janky 10. Okay. Now home maintenance has 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 85, 90. 90 in home maintenance. That's so great. Did I count that right? 55 plus 35. Yeah, that's 90. 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 85, 90. Wow, nice. Oh, open up. There we go. Okay. We will definitely be ready for a cash condensing, I think, at the end of March, but until then, we're powering through, guys. We're powering through. Okay, household is not being stuffed this week. So I will just grab our cash here. 20, 30, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51. From household. There she goes. Okay. Toiletries is being stuffed. A 10, a 5, and 5 ones. So 10, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. And let's get this all situated. Oops, not the cash tracker. 20. This one's like taped. 5. Okay. Oh, no, I have the ones on top. That's not gonna work. Okay, toiletries now has 20, 40, 55, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 69 in toiletries. And I'm gonna be super mature and not address that number. Even though I just addressed that number by not addressing that number. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, clothes is, I don't think it's being stuffed this week. No, but we will move our cash over. So we now have 50, 60, 75, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. 96 in clothes. I need to stop slanting it so much because I'm creating a struggle for myself to get it in the envelope. There we go. Okay. Oh, so this is actually something I want to talk about. Okay, so I had to go and grab this placeholder because it belongs in emergency fund. So one of the things that I don't think I've ever explained is that we are following the Dave Ramsey baby steps, and I can leave those linked below for you if you wanted to read a little bit more about them. But basically the very, very first baby step when it comes to trying to get your financial life in order is to make sure that you have a $1,000 emergency fund set up while you're paying down your debt. And the reason for that is because life happens. Life happens and you can't plan for everything all the time. And so in order to have success in paying down your debt and be disciplined at doing it every single month, having a $1,000 emergency fund stowed away in what we have a high yield savings account that we keep it in, is a way to ensure that any emergency that pops up, most of the emergencies that happen in life will probably be under $1,000. And so it's a safe amount to kind of set aside before you try to start paying off your debt, to make sure that if something does crop up, it's not going to interfere with your ability to pay down your debt. You've already got that money sitting there and you don't have to add more debt into your life by swiping a card for an emergency that may very well arise. So in the process of us paying down our debt, this was the very first thing that we ever did. Before I ever filmed my debt confession video or anything, before we even started cash stuffing, we made sure that we had this available to us. And I never created an envelope for it But I decided that I should. One, because I think it's an important reminder for everybody to make sure that you are earmarking money for emergencies that will come up in your life, whether that's like, I don't know, a busted up tire that you don't have enough money saved up for in a car expense envelope or whatever. I mean, think of any emergency that you can. It's super important to have this money set aside. And so, but also because after we pay down our debt, we're going full throttle on putting aside 3 months of all of our high priority expenses. So think mortgage, electricity, water, food, those types of things. We're going to make sure that we have 3 to 6 months put aside for that. We're doing 3 months as aggressively as we've paid down our debt. So all of the money that we're throwing at debt right now will then be turned around and put toward our emergency fund after we pay down our debt. And so until we get 3 months of expenses set aside, we're not going to be putting extra money anywhere else. Once we get 3 months of expenses set aside, then we'll start breaking that money down and doing different things with it. Saving up for another car, for example, is on our agenda because our car is on the older side. We have one family car. My husband has a take-home work car, which we're very, very fortunate to have. But our family car it's just crossed 100,000 miles. So we want to make sure that once we get 3 months of expenses saved up, we are then breaking down the money that we're putting toward our emergency fund, still saving up to get to 6 months of expenses, but making sure that we're putting money aside for a new car. Anyway, that was a really long explanation for why we have this emergency fund envelope now, but I just wanted to make sure that I explain that because I think it's important for anybody who's new to cash stuffing, and maybe you've come across my video and you're wondering about my why or my how, and this is a big part of that. So HOA is not being stuffed this week, and and we don't, the only thing I have in there is the cash tracker. We haven't started funding that yet. We will soon. We've got a plan. And then finance coach, I don't think is getting, it was already stuffed for February. It's $5 a month. And if you're wondering what this is, I do have an explanation for what it is in my very first binder setup video. Some things I will explain here and there, but this is one that it's too wordy. So I'm not going to explain it every single time. So if you're interested, I'll just link the other video in this video. Okay, so that is all of my high priority sinking funds. I have to open this again because you know what? Maybe I'll keep my cash tracker somewhere else. I think that's probably a better idea because this envelope is chunky. Or binder is chunky. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to low priority sinking funds. And I have here, let me see. What did I do? Yeah, I pulled these out first. My inability to put these in here quickly is frightening. Okay, so I did reorder these envelopes. First up is Dine Out. Let me dig through Dine Out. Here we go. So Dine Out currently only has 5, but I do believe it's being stuffed. It is. It's getting 15. So I just did a 10 and a 5. So now Dine Out has 10, 15, and 20. Work food is not being stuffed. It's not being stuffed, but it has $10, $11, $12 in there. And this is specifically for my husband. Because every now and then he has to go to like work lunches and stuff like that. And it's just important to save up for that kind of stuff. Haircuts is not being stuffed. So I will just grab this. And it's got 40 in there. And this is my husband, daughter, and son haircut fund. My husband gets them much more frequently than my kids, so the money that we do put in there covers that. Home is getting a whopping $2. And let me just find the envelope in here. Home, there we go. It currently has 20, so we are now at 22. Okay. Dates is getting 5. Let me dig through here and find my dates. Here we go. And I think I just put a 5 in there. So dates now has 10, 20, 25, 30. That's so fun. I'm so excited. There's a restaurant. It's a bar, but their food is unbelievable near us. We live in the DFW area of Texas, and there's a bar that I love to go to because their chef is just incredible, and their bartenders are amazing too. They really know how to make a great drink. So that is what this is going to go toward or go for once we eventually build this up. His is getting 5 this week. Okay, let's go ahead. And so now this is my husband's spending money, by the way. It's 51, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. So 134. Okay, hers is getting 56, and that is because I sold a bag this week, which I was super excited about. So I gave it a 50, oops, not both of them, a 5 and a 6. And we're actually gonna break down my envelope a little bit further because I've mentioned this before, but my envelope funds like my spending money, but then also my lash lift and my haircut. And so I've decided to create lash lift and haircut envelopes to make sure that it's being properly funded, so that I'm not just like spending money in here and thinking that I've got everything covered when I don't. So at the very end, once I have all of the money stuffed, we're gonna break this down into hers, pretty hair, and lash lift, so that I make sure that these are all being properly funded and I'm not missing out on something. I'm not coming up short when I go to get my lash lift or something. Family fun is another new one. We decided that we wanted to have some money set aside for trips to the zoo or whatever, like if our kids ask for ice cream or soft pretzel or something like that when we're out. So we're gonna start stuffing this, not consistently, but just making sure that it is getting something. So this is getting 13 this month, and I will add a tracker later. Miscellaneous, I will grab from, and I think it is, yeah, it's getting $9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this change is actually gonna help me stuff my separate envelopes because I'm gonna need to make change from what I have. So that, oh yeah, that was miscellaneous. And then house project and garden are not being stuffed, and I actually don't even have trackers in there that I need to move over. So just so I guess now is as good of a time as any to explain the house project envelope. I have already explained my garden envelope, but house project, we've decided there are a couple things that we want to do around the house before we pay off our debt. Things that are important to us. So we're really particular about our family's drinking water. And currently we filter our water with a Berkey filter, but it's, if you've never seen them before, it's a very large, like metal filter that just sits on a countertop and filters your water. And so we would like to have a reverse osmosis system installed in our house to make sure that our drinking water is super duper clean. So that's just one of the projects. We also need to put like fans in some of our bedrooms. We need to put gutters on our house. Our house does not have gutters, and Texas storms are wild. So these are things that we want to take care of before we pay off our debt, but we don't want to use credit on them, obviously. And so we have decided that I don't get what are called magic month paychecks. I get paid twice a month. It's called semi-monthly. And we have a plan and a budget in place for the minimum amount of shifts that I will work in a month, so that any shifts that I work over the minimum that we've planned for, that money is going to go toward whatever house project we're working on at the time, after we fund our vacation. So our vacation is being funded first, then we're going to start working on our house projects. So that's why this envelope is in here, but that's also why it hasn't been funded yet. So just thought I'd offer that explanation in case you guys want to know like how we go about doing our budget and our system and stuff like that, because everyone's got one, so it's fun to learn. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one closer to me because we are gonna come back to this guy. Holiday sinking funds are up last. This one's easy because there are only 2 of them in here that I've handmade. The other ones are those like zip top ones. So those don't need, I'm keeping those because since they're a more like traditional, like long-term sinking fund, and I don't need to access them as regularly, I kept the zip tops and just bought stickers, and which I'll actually list these below. I always forget the name of the shop, but I'll list them below so that you know where I got them from in case you're curious. And gifts is getting 40 this month. Let me grab, oh, that's my dashboard. Okay. Yeah, so gifts is getting 40 and I just did 220s on this one. So it now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So 133. And that is fantastic. There we go. Okay, it was still kind of sealed at the top. I guess we'll forgive it. Okay. Partey is not being funded, this particular stuffing. And it has 55, 65, 71, 2, and 3 in Partey. I get to save a little bit before my husband's 40th in April, so that'll be nice. Okay. Valentine's Day is getting $5, and that is just a 5, and it now has 5, 10, 11, and 12, and this is starting for next year, next Valentine's Day. I'll be a little bit ahead of the game when I get there, but that's fine. I don't mind a rollover. Easter is fully funded until Easter rolls around, so we're not funding that. Vacation is getting $229, and so I did a pretty normal breakdown actually. 1, 2, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. And so this one was actually just going to be funded. Actually, I can tell you. It was going to get $175, but I had $54 over from an extra shift that, well, not a whole shift, but a little bit of extra hours that I worked. And so we decided to put the extra toward vacation because we are saving for a vacation that we're going on in August. It's just like a small one. We're not going too far away, but we want to go ahead and book our Airbnb soon. So that's why instead of putting my extra money toward a house project, we're doing it toward our vacation. So, oh, I didn't properly adjust, and I have money in vacation. It's almost like I'm new to cash stuffing. Okay. Here we go. 50, a 20, and a 5. So now in vacation, we have 1, 200, 250, 70, 95, 300. Is that right? 301, 302, 303, and 304. That is wild. No way. 1, 2, 50, 70, 90, right? 95, 300. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I must not have updated my cash tracker, which is a big no-no. Don't be like me, kids. Update your cash trackers. That is so exciting. Oh my gosh, okay. Alrighty. And then back to school is getting $5. And I didn't do anything crazy with this. I just gave it a 5. So it now has $20.45. I do update my cash trackers off camera. I just must have forgotten to do that one because I am updated on all my other ones. Halloween is not being funded this time. Thanksgiving is also not being funded. Christmas is getting $97. And I think that's the rest of what's here. So 50, 70, 90, 5, 96, 97. Yep. Okay, so let's order this out. All right, Christmas now has 1, 50, 70, 90, 210, 230, no. Yeah, 240, 245, 50, 55, 56, 57. What is that? 257. Nice. Wonderful. Okay, and then last up, I am just taking the ones that we had left over and putting them in the $1 challenge. And typically I would not count this, but just in case I need to use this to make change in my envelope so that I can move my lash lift and hair money around, I want to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that trick that lady taught me. Taking my crisp ones and putting flimsy ones between them makes them easier to count. I will forever be grateful to her for that advice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have $9 in here. That's cool. All right, so now I did all the math off camera because we all know math is not my strong suit, and so forcing you to watch me math would be torture. I did all the math off camera and I figured out what I need to take from my sinking fund. Okay, I was just interrupted by a knock at my door. So what I was saying was, I did all of the math off camera and I figured out that I need to put $58 in my envelope for haircuts and $42 in my lash lift. So 50, what did I say? 58. Oh, and I need 4, so 42 in my lash lift, and then I need 58 in my haircut. So let me break this 10 down somewhere else. What had a lot of, you know what, miscellaneous might. Do I have a 5 and 5 ones in here? Oh yeah. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm taking this from miscellaneous. So now I just have 10s in here. And then I am taking the 5 and 5 ones and putting it at mine. And so now, so what did I say? 50, 58. Okay. 5, 7, 8. All right, so now, and actually that makes sense because I added 50, what did I add? I added 56 to mine. Let me just check. 348. So 1, 2, 20, 40, 5, 46, 47, 48. So 248. So I need to add up to 348. So 248 plus 55, 56, 57, 58 in my hair. And then 42. Yep, that is 348. So we got it all sorted out. And I'll put cash trackers and stuff in here as well, so that I'm able to make sure that I have everything that I need when I need it. All right. So that is it for today's cash stuffing envelope update. Thank you guys so much for sticking through with me to the end. If you did, go ahead and leave me a little black heart down below, because black and white and gray are my favorite colors in the whole wide world, not because I have a black heart. But if you did stick around, leave me a black heart down below. Again, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.